Maestro wishing you a Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Day in Paris. I'm over in Montmartre in front of this beautiful church, and we see all the Christmas lights. We see the kids on the trampolines there, or on the trampoline. We got a little carousel. Little Rebecca says Merry Christmas. Albion She Music says, Merry Christmas, Euro. Well, Merry Christmas. I see you guys are both over on Periscope. That's awesome. Periscope. I've been on for over 5.5 years, almost six. We got 3 more months to go to 6 months. So 5 years, 9 months. Suazan says, Merry Christmas. Ali is from Seattle. Awesome. Mark Hoffman here. Merry Christmas. Hello from London, says Russell. Hello from Panama City Beach, says Mariana. Brendan says Merry Christmas. Jen says Merry Christmas. Ali Bianchi. Oh my God, I got it so wrong. Thank you for correcting me. Brendan, Merry Christmas. I know I'm missing some people here. Belt, Merry Christmas. Watching from... we got to fix this scrolling thing. Periscope notifies first. Joanna, Katrina Porter, Andy, hello. Where is this? So this is in Montmartre in Paris near the Sacre-Cœur. We're going to walk over to the Sacre-Cœur. But I just thought I'd show you this area by the metro. You can see there's a trampoline here. Apologies to the few people I missed. It's just very hard to scroll back on apps. John Atlas, Euro, can you see our Periscope comments? I can. Merry Christmas from Texas, says Westy. Mark Hoffman says Daytona Beach, Florida. It's freezing cold in London. Storm tonight. Oh no. How do you say Merry Christmas in French? Joyeux Noël. Merry Christmas, love Paris, says Andy. So there, and we have the little carousel. We have this cute little church. It has a very nice organ. Let's walk and look at how they did the street lights. It's pretty cold here too. It's about the same temperature as yesterday. It's 4 degrees, but I'm not wearing gloves today. But it feels a lot warmer than yesterday. Yesterday, it was very cold. Like I said, the same temperature, but on the Trocadero, it feels colder because there's a strong wind there, and there's not a wind here. And so actually, when I walked home last night from the metro, it didn't feel cold. So it only felt cold on the Trocadero. Jeff says Merry Christmas. Peter says hello from Seattle. Seattle's one of those cities. I love Seattle. Had to go to Seattle a few times to go to Redmond, actually. But I spent time in Seattle. And Seattle was very nice. Redmond was very nice. Storm Bella. Oh, yes. Lots of wind, rain, and flooding coming overnight in the UK. Oh, no. Jeff says hello from New York City. Eleanor says hello. Merry Christmas. Hello there. Have you had a Christmas dinner? I haven't had well, I guess I have had my Christmas dinner. I mean, it's kind of a strange thing because we kind of celebrate, we usually have a Christmas dinner, but we often have a big celebration on Christmas Eve. So we have this thing where we celebrate sort of at midnight, kind of like one would do on New Year's Eve, except it's for Christmas. And then Father Christmas comes and gives all the presents. The Seahawks. Oh, we got real estate. Let me show you guys some real estate. I know you guys have asked me lots of times about real estate. Oh my God, this is something you don't see too often, a 5-bedroom. So we've seen a lot of 2 bedrooms and 4 bedrooms. This is 5 bedrooms with a garden and terrace. It's in the 18th. So it's like, it's, depending on where it is, it's not a great neighborhood, but it's not a bad neighborhood necessarily. It's 3.5 million euros, and you have a nice garden. Here you have a little 2 bedroom, 1,200,000. There, I see another one up there, 3 bedroom, 1,600,000. So this is kind of typical prices, 3 bedrooms, 2,100,000. Some people wanted to know about the fees. They show you the fees right here, 5% up to 600,000, and 300 or over 600,000, 300, 600,000, 6%. And if it's less than 300,000, it's 20,000 euros for the fees. I know some people are asking me about fees. Sold to Ali. Here you have one. Here we have a 4 bedroom for 3 million, also with a garden. So this is in the 10th. So these are sort of mid-range neighborhoods, I would say. They're not it's not the most expensive neighborhoods in Paris, but it's not the poorest neighborhoods either. It's kind of a little bit in between the 9th and the 10th. So 1,000,000, 1,700,000. So everything is between everything on this board basically between 1,000,000 and 3,000,000. Is France under lockdown? So we don't call it a lockdown, but we have a curfew now. We do have a curfew. So we are allowed to go out during the day, but we have to be home by 8 o'clock at night. And everything is closed. So stores are open for the Christmas, basically. So you can go shopping. But theaters are closed, cinemas are closed, gyms are closed, museums are closed, restaurants are closed, bars are closed, clubs are closed. So basically everything is shut. So you can walk around outside and look at buildings. That's and that's why you see there's not really that much activity going on. Churches are open though, or churches can be open. Hello from Palma. Americans can't travel, they're pretty sure. Yeah, no, Americans pretty much at this point are excluded from travel in most places around the world. And there are a few places where they can travel, but there's usually either quarantine requirements, or I should say quarantine and or testing requirements. Some places have both. What is typical meal eaten for Christmas? Well, it depends. A lot of people like to have ham on Christmas, but any basically large meat dish. And we have I don't know what you call them in English, but we have these we call them what do you call the little stump part of the tree? Little trunk of Christmas trunk, I guess. I don't think that's the right term. The wood that you burn. Anyways, it's a dessert basically. It's not really wood, obviously. It just looks like wood, but it's a great dessert that we eat. I should know. The bark. Yeah, it's not the bark. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up. Should know that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. How do you say that in English? Bouche Noël. Carry out and home delivery still offered. Yes, that's true. So you can go to a restaurant and get takeout, or you can get food delivered. The U-log, there you go. That's how you say it, the U-log. Thank you. Okay, hey, so I got a trivia question for you guys while you're here. What starts with A, has 6 C's, and no B's? So think of something that starts, okay, it starts with the letter A, has 6 C's, and no B's. Sally Scopes, yes, the U-log. What's it made of? I'm, I'm definitely not a cook. I can't really tell you what it's made out of, but it's delicious. I can tell you that much. I can show you one. Here we have a laundromat for people that, if they don't have a washer and dryer, I guess, and they wash their own clothes. Atlas. Atlas. Well, Atlas does start with A. Doesn't have 6 C's and no B's though. Starts with A, has 6 C's and no B's. But I'll give you partial credit for Atlas, I guess. I have no idea. I'm stumped. What country is this? This is in France. I stumped you guys. I think I'm going to start doing trivia shows. Would you guys be interested in that? I think I might start doing some trivia shows on Haps where I ask you guys a bunch of trivia questions. Is it a French word? Um, it's a word in French and it's a word in English. Oh, John Atlas. Now, John Atlas, how did you know that? So John Atlas scores some points there. Hi, Maestro. It's Antarctica. Antarctica starts with an A. It has 6 C's and it has no B's. I think it's probably the only continent, right, with no B's. So yeah, 6 C's and no B's. You're smart. Yeah, that was pretty smart. That was pretty smart. So this was actually Swiss roll, and look at that. Isn't that an amazing view right there? Oh my God, people have been giving awards. I didn't even see it. Thank you guys for all those awards. There's a little awards button on Haps. Yes, there's no B's, Bees, and there are 6 C's, Seas, and it starts with an A. And somebody asked, in what language? Well, it works in, it kind of works, actually, it works in English and in French, I guess we could say. Not so much the C's, but the B's. I have no idea, my friend. No, it's Antarctica. Antarctica is the answer. So John Atlas got it. Yes, there's 6 C's. There's no B's, and it starts with an A. So there is the Sacre-Cœur. So we're going to go to the top. Now the park is closed right now, so we can't take the normal steps. We can take the steps on the side. We got Patrick Voss in the house. You love France. John wins a trip to Paris. That's awesome. Contact Allie, and she will arrange for your trip to Paris. Apparently, that's very generous of you. Andromeda. Well, Andromeda is getting closer to Earth. Oh, by the way, have you guys seen the update to Drake's equation? Well, do we know what Drake's equation is? Well, let me start with a different question, maybe. So, have you guys heard of Fermi's Paradox? Oops. Fermi's Paradox. Euro. What is the Sacre-Cœur? Is it a church? So, yeah, it is a church. It's a basilica. That's it right there. That's the Sacre-Cœur. You see it's on the top of a hill. And it was basically built as a expiation of the sins of France from the French Revolution. So randomly, just like that, I met. So anyway, so we've been wow, my head is flooding with all these different ideas related to this one topic. So you guys may have known that there's we have all these satellites pointed out into space looking for alien signals and signs of intelligent life. And for the most part, we don't hear anything. Now, a long time ago, decades ago, one time there was a signal that we heard that was hard to explain. We still have no explanation for it. And it's been called the wow signal because somebody actually wrote the word wow on the graph paper next to it. But we just now, this year, had the second wow signal. So the second time we have detected a radio signal which has the type of signature that we're looking for alien signals. So we don't know what it is yet, of course. But it relates to another question that we have. We're going to take this funicular up to the top of the mountain here, top of the hill. See if we can get rid of that glare. No intelligent life on this planet. Yeah. So anyways, so the paradox goes something like this. You know, if there's all these civilizations, intelligent civilizations in our galaxy and throughout the universe, how come we never hear from any of them or we never meet them? Yeah, it is from the Alpha Centauri. Yeah, which is quite interesting. That would require highly developed aliens, wouldn't it? Yes, it would require at least fairly developed. So the question becomes, how come we don't see any signs of these advanced civilizations, right? Because you know, this galaxy has you know, 100 billion or 200 billion stars and an equal number of planets. We have, you know, billions of galaxies, trillions of stars. Why don't we see these civilizations? So we had an equation to try to calculate how many civilizations there should be, communicative civilizations in our galaxy. And when you put the numbers through the equation, you come up with thousands, okay? So in our galaxy, based on the latest version of the equation, we're about to go up the hill. Here we go. We're going up. I think our view is blocked by these trees a little bit. Jason is in the house. Jason, I think I found the episode that you were in on TV. In your starring role. I was thinking I should probably share it out on social media. What do you think? All right, let's go outside. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, one and all. Thank you guys for all these awards. That's just crazy. David Lang says, Merry Christmas. Did you know? Did you know? I think so. I'm not 100% sure, actually. I'm not 100% sure. We've been broadcasting for about 120 years, so the furthest it could travel is 120 light years. Huh. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's roughly true. Anyways, so according to our latest estimates, there's 4,590 of these advanced civilizations in our galaxy alone who have this reach communication ability where they can communicate through radio waves to other individuals, other other societies, to each other, basically. But we basically haven't really encountered them. So the question is why, and we kind of have an answer now. So this has been the Fermi Paradox. Like, why, if there's so many civilizations, why don't we find them? Why don't we communicate with them? Why don't we know about them? And so there is kind of an answer, actually. It's kind of interesting answer. It's because of where we are in the galaxy. So if you know our solar system, we're out on sort of the outer rim of the galaxy. And we believe that most of these intelligent civilizations are actually much closer to the center of the galaxy. So we're about 25,000 light years away from the center. And these advanced civilizations are around 12,000, 13,000 light years from the center. And out where we are, the hypothesis goes is most of the advanced civilizations have already died out. So the idea is that advanced civilizations, intelligent civilizations, end up destroying each other, right? Or destroying themselves. So that is the thinking, that humans, most likely, we will end this. We'll end up killing ourselves off someday. At least that's the most likely scenario. There's the moon up there. And we think that's what happened with most of these intelligent societies, and that's why we don't see them. So they've been around in our part of the galaxy over the last, let's say, 5 billion years or so. But they killed themselves off at some point in time. And the ones that still exist are too far away. And those are the younger ones, the ones over the last 5 or 10 billion years. We're just part of a nebula in a galaxy. Euro, watch the new movie, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, to answer your question. Okay, I'll check it out. Fed, what city do you live in and how far from Paris? Oh, is Fed here? So Fed is another live streamer from the Paris region, and he does some amazing live streams on Periscope. It's 9 a.m. and I'm so tired already from the present wrapping. Oh no, we're on unfashionable end of the western spiral arm. Yes, there you go, exactly, Peter. So we're on a part of the spiral where we live in sort of the older part of the galaxy, so to speak, or at least the older civilizations were here, and they've already died off. So we're kind of in a ghost town, or part of the ghost town part of the galaxy, where the older civilizations have died off, and the younger civilizations, the new advanced civilizations, are much closer to the center of the galaxy than us. So they're very far from us for the most part. So that's the main reason we don't see them, even though there's thousands of them. 4,590. You're too far to Paris to make a scope. Could we get a message from aliens only to find out it died out? Exactly, Claudio. That is definitely a high probability according to the latest estimates and our best hypothesis of what's going on, is that we're more likely, if we do receive a signal, to be from a civilization that no longer exists. Now, if we're lucky and we have somebody that's very close by, like an Alpha Centauri or an Proxima Centauri, that range, that's only 4 or 5 light years away, so that's relatively close. But a lot of the things we're observing are, of course, much further away. One night might accidentally set off a nuke. Yeah. You didn't find Periscope until after you came back from Paris, says Ali. Oh, interesting. Australia might survive. Yeah. So anyways, you get a nice view of Paris here, the Sacré-Cœur. I think it's probably, is it too late to go inside? Let's take a look. Might be too late to go inside. Well, it's too dark anyways. We're not going to be able to see the stained glass. No, so we can go inside. But I don't know, is it worth it to go inside? Because we're not going to be able to see the stained glass windows because it's dark. But it is a pretty basilica. Somebody asked earlier what it was. So I kind of glossed over that question. So yeah, it is a church, but it's also a basilica. What do Alpha Centauri neighbors Proxima B planet the same as Earth? Yeah. So we have found some exoplanets in the Centauri system. Hello from Denver, says Mary. Never too late. You just like saying Sacre Coeur. Yeah, it is kind of fun to say. Should we go inside? Let me ask you guys. Tell me if you want to go inside or not. We won't be able to see the stained glass windows, but we can see some of the other features. Are you interested in the stock market or Bitcoin? Yes. Centauri. Yeah, like Centaur with an I. Centauri. It's a beautiful view. When will you do for us a scope out of the Paris catacombs, Euro? So that's a great question. So I can tell you, if you mean literally a periscope, or look at this view of the Eiffel Tower. Do you see the Eiffel Tower there? So this is one of the few areas from up here where you can see the Eiffel Tower there behind the tree. It's Christmas. Yes, go inside. Okay, we'll go inside real quick. But it's a shame we won't be able to see the stained glass window. Uh, ooh. Bonjour, monsieur. J'ai pas sac. Euro, would you vote for Trump because of the stock market going up? Well, I think that, that's obviously one factor to look at. I think people should look at a lot of factors before they vote. It's already night. It is, we're so far north. Okay, we're inside. Look at this. We have a model of the church here. So we can do a flyover. Little flyover. So this was constructed at the end of the 19th century, right during the time that we were at war with Austria in 1870, 1871. We had the commune, and the idea was expiation of our sins. You have reached 2,000 interactions. That was pretty quick. About the catacombs, it has to be live because if we record it's not as fun. Yeah, so about the catacombs, I can never do a live stream from the catacombs because it is so far deep underground that you cannot get a signal, right? It's way deep, super deep underground. So there's no way to get a signal. So I can film it and upload it to YouTube, but it will always be pre-recorded. But I could do that. I can give live commentary as I'm filming it and then upload it to YouTube, or even on Haps, I can play it as a pre-recorded shoot up again. Why was France at war with Austria? Oh, because Austria had ambitions, wanted to conquer France. So we've had three large wars with Germany, basically. Uh, the one in 1870, and then World War I and World War II. There's the organ. So it looks very different in the daytime because of the stained glass windows. And then you can see the organ up there. No sounds of a choir tonight. I've never heard a choir in Sacré-Cœur. So I don't know if they do one or not. I've heard them in the other churches, but never here. They have here a thing called eternal adoration. So whenever you come here, All right, so that was the Sacre-Cœur. Beautiful lighting along with the candles. Lance Maker, good to hear you and see you. I guess you're over on Reddit, so be sure to give those awards on Reddit and thumbs up. Let's get that on the front page and trending. That would be awesome. So yeah, so this was sort of built as an expiation for our sins. Basically, the end of the 18th century and the beginning of and throughout the 19th century, France was going through a series of revolutions and counter-revolutions. The revolutions generally were basically anti-royalty, anti-nobility, anti-church, and the royalists tend to be conservative and pro-church and pro-nobility. And so during one of these movements, they were saying, and the reason why they built this is France was being punished for all these egalitarian, secular tendencies, and so this was built to expiate the sins of the nation. So this was built, like I said, at the end of the 19th century, and you can see it's a mix of styles. It's kind of an eclectic style. You see some Romanesque elements and some Baroque elements, revolutions and counter-revolutions. Yes, but let's go over this way a little bit because we get a very interesting view of the Eiffel Tower. You can see the spotlights in the distance, the blue spotlights emanating from the Eiffel Tower. Oh my God, we got another award. You know what? In landscape mode, I can't see the awards coming in. So I don't know if anybody from the HAPS team is here, but yeah, I can't see those awards coming in. Kimberly Took, am I going to ignore you as well? I'm not going to ignore you. I didn't see your comments earlier. Freedom of religion and from the monarchy. Yeah, exactly. So the revolutionaries were looking for essentially freedom from religion, freedom from the monarchy, and they had these egalitarian ideas like everybody is equal. All these radical ideas. At least equal under the law. There's the Eiffel Tower. Trying HAPS today, says Phil. Awesome. There you can see the blue searchlight. So you get a nice view of the Eiffel Tower from up here. And we'll get a little closer. Get a little more close-up view. Hello, Euro Maestro. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Swift Beats. Andy says, I see it. Let's see if I can scroll back and find those comments that I was inadvertently ignoring, apparently. So I do apologize, Kimberly. It certainly wasn't intentional. Eugene says, magnifique. Merci. So yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone and wishing everyone a Happy New Year. In France, we don't really wish anybody a Happy New Year until New Year's. So we wait till midnight. Amazing you're broadcasting all these outlets. Yes, and that is possible thanks to HAPS. So yeah, I don't see your comment for some reason. I even scrolled back. So if you could repeat it, that would be great. Are you broadcasting in landscape mode? I am. You missed the Eiffel Tower. I scoped the Eiffel Tower last night in a broadcast, so you might be able to catch it on my replay. There's got a little dog park here. So you hear the dogs barking and playing with each other. The Eiffel Tower in the distance. You have Paris decor in your house and desk at work. Oh, nice. Sometimes thinking Britain is calling and wants us all back. Yes, some of the comments are not showing up. I feel like some of the comments are not showing up because I scrolled back and I can't find that comment that apparently I was ignoring. So I feel bad about that. You missed it. Yes, well, you can watch it on replay. So you should be able to find the replay on Haps and on Periscope and on Twitter, I guess. Maybe on Reddit. Here we've got a Wallace fountain. We have these all over Paris. We have dozens of these all over Paris, these called Wallace fountains. And there's the Eiffel Tower in the distance. Are we close to, no, we're not close to, let's say if we were close to the hour, I could stay and show you the light show. But there's the Eiffel Tower in the distance. Let me see if I can do a little zoom. We don't see comments placed in the apps. The audience has been split between the apps. I uploaded a new music video I made with my nephew called Summer Vibes. Oh, awesome. Check out Swift Beads. He does something. Oh my God, Randy Horton in the house. And he just gave me a super hard award. Very much appreciated, Randy. If you guys aren't already following Randy, by the way, you should check him out. He does great scopes from all over as he travels. I know right now he's in Saudi Arabia, but he does live streams from wherever he might be. I know he said he's going to the Philippines sometime soon. Let's do a little zoom action. Whoa! That's what it looks like if I zoom out. You can see the Eiffel Tower. I guess I'm zooming in actually. Haps has their own, yeah, Haps does have their own app as well. So they have both a platform that you can broadcast on, and they also give you a tool to broadcast or simulcast out on other platforms. So you can simulcast out to your Facebook pages, Facebook accounts, Twitter accounts, Periscope accounts for the next 3 months, and YouTube. If you have a YouTube live account, lights rotating. Yeah, so there's a light at the very top that rotates, like that blue searchlight. Oh my God, Brendan Albertson giving a high five award. Thank you, Brendan, for that. Much appreciated. Eiffel Tower, Mi Amor. Yes, Ti Amo. Ti Amo is a great song, by the way. So if you have broadcasters you like, you have favorite broadcasters like Randy Horton or so many other people, you can support them by giving these awards, and you can also sponsor them, which is a more regular way. It's like a Patreon. If you sponsor someone, you agree to give them a certain amount monthly. So it could be $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever. And then that way they get that amount every single month. Christmas lights on the tower. I think they just have regular lights. That blue light that circles on the top, I really think that's just like kind of a warning for airplanes. Back from the old days, probably when they needed a little visual reminder. Well, probably still helps today that, hey, if you're flying very low, don't hit the tower. I think that's why that blue light is there. The rest of the lights, of course, is just decorative. Merry Christmas from Florida, says Andrea. Well, thank you. Did you get paid for Super Hearts? Well, that is going to be the big $1 million question. So theoretically, yes, but we'll see. I haven't collected on those hearts yet. But if you're talking about Periscope Super Hearts, so if you have any Super Hearts on Periscope and you can't buy new ones, so you probably want to give them out to your favorite broadcasters before this service ends in 3 months. I think I have, how many do I have? I think I have under 2 million Super Hearts right now. So yeah, you can give them to me or to someone else. Euromeister, why you never bring your kids or families to broadcast with you? Wow, that's an interesting question. Yeah, I don't know. That's not really my thing. I know some people like to do that. I kind of like to walk around and interact with other people and show you what I'm seeing, um, if I was interacting with these people, I guess. So unfortunately, because of the current situation with the curfew and everything shut, I can't take you to the types of places I would normally go to and let you experience. So I have to just show you more mundane pedestrian things. Better cast those super hearts now. It's probably because you're smart. Thank you. Considering the super, so many have turned it off. Oddly enough. Yeah, well, I could understand turning it off. I mean, it is sort of the end of the era, but thing is, some people have already purchased super hearts. So if you've already purchased them, unless Periscope is planning some way to cash them back, which I haven't heard of at all, you might be better off just getting rid of them because at some point they'll become useless. I'm hoping that they facilitate us cashing them out, but we'll see. We'll see how that works. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over to the Moulin Rouge and show you the Moulin Rouge, and then I'll probably head home because I have to be mindful of that curfew. And I can show you the little village that we have here. May I ask about British taxi driver? Is it true they know their routes by memory? So yeah, so you're talking about the ones in London in particular, and to become a taxi driver in London, you have to have what's called, I believe they call it the knowledge, and you really have to have a very extensive understanding of the streets of London and the landmarks and how to get around. And so they're tested very thoroughly on this knowledge before you're allowed to be a taxi driver there. So there is a lot of truth to that. I heard you had to redeem it as soon as possible. Yeah, I don't know the details on it, but it sort of makes sense to me that they would obviously want to close those accounts as quickly as possible, since March 31st is the last day. Here's a beautiful monastery. I was going to go in there, but then I remembered it's so dark, we're not going to be able to see the beautiful stained glass windows, which is oh, he's closing the gates anyways. Look at that, close, close, close. But the door is open. I'm a little confused about that. It must be getting ready to close. There's the village. Hello, okay. I got to get ready for Christmas Day now. All right, Ollie, thanks for stopping in. A lot of turnabouts in England, right? Yeah, so England has a lot of roundabouts. And so, Europe in general has quite a few roundabouts. And yeah, I think we find it makes traffic easier. I know they have them in the States, but I guess they're a lot less common. Merry Christmas, says Maria. You should be on Judge Judy Euro to get heart money back. That would be fun to be on Judge Judy. I enjoy watching her episodes. I mean, she's so over the top. I love Europe. Yes, we do have a lot of roundabouts. Yeah, absolutely. So this square, we see the vestiges of what was. This is like a Christmas Past from Charles Dickens showing. So this square is normally super vibrant, and it's just filled with all these restaurants and cabarets and pubs and all this fun nightlife places. But of course, they're all closed now. And in the center here is where you have all the artists, and they have their paintings they've already done, and also they do portraits and caricatures and all that kind of fun stuff. Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, one and all. Thanks for the joy you bring to us. Oh my God, what a nice thing to say. Jeannie G. Roundabout by. Yes. Fun, sad to see them close. Yeah, for me, it's so strange seeing this square because I've been here so many times. I can't even tell you, probably hundreds of times. And it's always full and vibrant and just lots of people and activity and lots of arts. And just to see it all empty like this, and it's so bizarre for me. It's surreal. Oh, look at that! You can see inside the studios there. You can see all the beautiful artwork and the large windows, large ceilings. Show you all the steps. Joyeux Noël. Hello, Chantel. Merry Christmas. Sorry, it's all empty now. Me too. These are like the stairs from The Exorcist, except it's a little steeper. Don't want to fall down those stairs. Tree trunks. Kids are playing. You know, it's amazing. Kids can have so much fun with no props or toys. Oh my God, from San Francisco, we have Chris, also known as Free to Laugh Now. Thank you for joining. Wishing you a very. Here we have, this is a cool gallery, by the way. This is the Dali gallery. Like, hello, Dali. Except this is Salvador Dali. So if you're into art, they have these great museums. Of course, all the museums are closed right now. Kimberly says, hello. Share is in the house. May I ask a silly question? Are French fries from France? Wow, that's actually a good question. The answer is not so simple. So most people will probably tell you no, that they're from Belgium, and they could possibly be from Belgium, although there are alternative origin stories that do point to France. So I would say that they're probably from either Belgium or France. And most people will probably tell you Belgium, but it's possibly from France. But yeah, no one calls them French fries here. We just call them fries. Uh, but we do have a thing we call Belgian fries here because they are a little bit different to how we serve fries. And they're super delicious. And Belgian fries are always served with a choice of sauces that you get with them. So there's usually, if you go to a Belgian fry place, you'll have at least probably anywhere from like a half a dozen to maybe 2 or 3 dozen different sauces that you can get along with them. They're all mayonnaise-based sauces, and there's different kinds. There's spicy variants, there's sweet variants, there's every variant known to man, but all of them mayonnaise based. Do you see people eating fries there? Yes, fries are popular. Fries are definitely popular. You personally love the Belgian waffle mayonnaise, yeah. It's not American mayonnaise, first of all. So our mayonnaise is different than American mayonnaise, and it's not like straight mayonnaise. Like I said, it's a sauce with mayonnaise combined with different things. You have to try them. It's. I assure you, it is super delicious. Super delicious. You find a feeling. You've been to Brussels, so if you've been to Brussels, you know what I mean. And certainly in Belgium, Netherlands, and these places, they usually always charge extra for the sauce. So I know in the US, the sauce is included, which is usually, dare I say, ketchup, ketchup or mayonnaise, is just included with the fries. Where in the lowlands, generally you have to pay extra if you want a sauce with your fries. I've never seen anyone living in Belgium on Periscope. Have you? It's a good question. I have to think about that. Hello from Naples. I think the Haps is having some issues. I was there and said something 4 times with no response. Kimberly, I've seen it. I've seen a couple of your responses, and I've been answering them. Or maybe there's some that I've missed that I didn't see. Merry Christmas. Andy says, I've been in Brussels this year, right before Europe became the epicenter. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's been a tough year, 2020, right? A very tough year. Thanks for all the comments, by the way. Look at these crazy steps everywhere. Cobblestone streets. Hollandaise sauce. Yeah, that's a nice sauce. For your eggs Benedict. Do you like Brussels sprouts? My favorite sauce is butter, brewer's yeast, and wine. Yeah, this year has been an incredibly difficult year. You know, I was thinking about that the other day. I think it was in my scope, somebody brought it up. In terms of the number of industries that have been devastated, somebody was talking about artists. And it's true, it's been a bad year, obviously, for artists, but for so many people. I mean, think about even things like the film industry, the cinemas, the tourism industry, you know, all these industries that depend on tourism, you know, the restaurants and everything. It's just been a crazy year, and all the various support industries and logistics. Just everyone's been so devastated. The airlines, of course, incredibly tough year for our world. Yeah. 2022, baby. Yeah, I agree. 2022 is going to be the year. 2021, we will start to get back to normal, but it's really going to take all the way probably to 2022. But what we might see in 2021, because of the rebound effect, we might see a sort of very roaring 2021. Not so much at the beginning of the year, but probably towards the middle of the end of the year. And then hopefully 2022, things will be kind of back to normal. At least that's what I'm hoping. The 2020 Olympics were postponed. Look at this side street. Side street is so cool. So the 2020 Olympics were postponed to next year. So here you see there's a cool windmill here. Actually, we're going to go down this. We're going to go down this side street. Why not? Actually, there's a reason why I want to go down this street, because it leads to the house of Dalida. So you guys probably don't know Dalida, but she was a big pop star in Europe, super popular in France. I'll have to play some of her music sometime. Comment, says Kimberly. Great choice of words. Here we go. Yeah, I think we may have another roaring 20s because of that. Oh, this dog has such a cute. There you go. She lived for years. This is in Paris. Oh, I wanted to shoot that dog from the front because he has a cute thing around his neck. Cool looking town. Yeah, this part of town is called Montmartre. village of Montmartre, and you get the cobblestone streets, the interesting looking houses, Dalida's house, hugely famous in Egypt. Yes, famous in Egypt and in France and throughout Europe, I guess. I don't know how big she was in the States. Probably not as much, but she's one of my favorites. Hello from Branson, J Opera. Hello there. Good to see you. Uh-oh, it says signal is poor. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, now it says signal is great. Man, that's really nice. All the streets are like that over there. A lot of the streets are like this, yeah. There are not many Christmas ornaments. Oh, I hadn't really thought about that. There was a whole thing before comments. Oh dear. Oh, I just saw the word comments. French speaking, or rather, she sings in French. So she does sing in French. I'm trying to think, does she sing in English too? I really don't know if she may sing in English. I only know her from her French songs, but maybe she sings in English too. Joie noire to you, Maestro. Thank you. Yes, was losing you intermittently. Ah, so that explains. I did see. I'm watching. One of the things I like about HAPS is you do have a signal indicator, so it's constantly showing you what your signal strength is. Right now, it says it's great. Your Maestro, have you done a scope out of Père Lachaise yet? Claudio, yes, I have. I did one even just 2 weeks ago, I guess. So I did one on the anniversary of the death of Jim Morrison from the Doors. So on the no, I'm sorry, I did one on the anniversary of his birthday. Sorry, I have done one on the anniversary of his death as well, but the one from 2 weeks ago would be the anniversary of his birthday. So I shot that from Père Lachaise because he's buried there. This app is not much for conversation. Kimberly, I don't know why we're losing your comments. Andy, nice that it tells you how your signal. That is big for me. You missed that, yeah. So that was, but I've scoped from Père Lachaise probably maybe a dozen times or more. Uh, so I've shown, of course, Jim Morrison from the Doors, his tombstone, and I've shown Eloise and Abelard and Oscar Wilde and let's see, Edith Piaf's grave. So many famous people buried there. Molière, La Fontaine, and the list goes on and on. Well, the homeless guy was there. Yes, James, the homeless guy. Well, we think he's homeless. He was there. Merry Christmas, Euro. Very different things, birth and death. Yes, they are very different. I have scoped both, but the one that I scoped most recently was the anniversary of his birth. So he died here in Paris back in 1971. And he was born in 1943. So he died when he was 27 years old. Here you got some more real estate. We see people charging their cars. We have these electric charging stations on the street. Cobblestone streets, yet electric charging stations. So a mix of new and old. Hey, Euro, how many money have you made on HAP so far? Not much. So I think about 20 euros or something like that, 20 or 30 euros. But hey, it's interesting. I haven't cashed out obviously, but that's what's accumulating. Uh, so here we have some apartments. Here's a $2 million apartment. It's 4 bedrooms and 177 square meters. So that's a really good price. I wonder what neighborhood that is. So that's actually a pretty good price. Tim says 27, that age where so many stars have passed. That's true. So they have this whole 27 club. And so Jim Morrison is one of them. And there's so many different celebrities that have died at this age of 27. Maybe some of you guys know some of them. Only 2 million. Yeah. Well, there are some that are more or less if we look at the different prices here. So it's 177 square meters. So that's a pretty big size apartment. You see that? 177 square meters. And it looks like a nice apartment. It's near it's a loft. It's a loft apartment. And it's over by the cemetery of Montmartre. So I don't know. It seems like a kind of unusually low price to me. Jesus died at 33. Did he die at 33? Here we have 1,100,000 for 66 square meters. This is a 3-room apartment, not 3 bedrooms, but 3 rooms. So when it says 3 rooms, it's probably like 2 bedrooms. This one is 70 square meters. 70 square meters. And this one, 720,000, 40 square meters. So look at that. For 44 square meters, you're paying 721,000. But if that's really the view from your house, which I don't know how honest that is, but if that's really the view, that's pretty amazing, actually. The comment lag is something else. Can anybody do the math? Yeah, so I can tell you roughly the math, okay? So the average apartment in Paris right now is around 10,000 euros per square meter. 10,000 euros per square meter. Or another way you could look at that is it's 1,000,000 euros per 100 square meters. Okay. Now, some neighborhoods are going to get a little bit more, some are going to get a little bit less, right? So you could maybe in some neighborhoods pay 8,000 euros a square meter. Okay. In other areas, you're going to pay 12,000, 14,000. And then certain properties don't really follow that rule. I mean, if you're getting a very big place, like over 300 square meters or something like that, you may pay a lot more per square meter. But you're probably not going to pay more than 20,000 or so per square meter. Nice view, though. What about Tehran? In dollars and feet. Well, dollars right now, a euro is, I think the last time I looked, is around 22% higher than the dollar. So 1,000,000 euros is roughly 1,200,000 in dollars. And a square meter, let's see, a square foot is roughly 0.9. Wait, square foot. Now you're going to make me think. A square foot, I think, is roughly 0.8 square meters. So I think if you have 80 square meters, it's going to be, oh, we're back at the church. What time is it? Let me check the time. Time is very crucial here, 7:03. What do you guys think? Should I walk over to the Moulin Rouge, or I could just hop on the metro. It's going to be a lot easier for me. Uh, you're so smart. Are you a math teacher as well? Uh, no, I'm not a math teacher. I have taught math, but I'm not a math teacher. Uh, 0.3, 0.3, 0.09. Yeah, I should have said 0.09, not 0.9. Do the easiest. So that gives you a rough idea. Gives you a rough idea. Petty 04930 just subscribed. Definitely sound like a teacher. Well, I have taught in the past, but that's not really it's not my main gig. But I have taught. I do enjoy teaching. I don't know. I think it's a great thing. I was talking to somebody the other day. We were talking about this. I said, like, the best way to learn a subject, or one of the best ways to learn a subject, is to teach it. Because in order to teach it, you really have to learn it. And you learn in the process of teaching, because people will ask questions and stuff and really force you to have a better understanding. Do you have a slide rule? I don't know what a slide rule is for. I don't know much about biology or trigonometry. Are most comments coming from Periscope? This is very frustrating. Sorry to keep bugging you. Kimberly, I'm having a lot of comments from Periscope, but I don't know, of course, about the ones that I'm missing. True, I know you're right. Hello from Manchester. Hello from Manchester. It's a win-win. Yeah, it's definitely sort of a win-win scenario. So I don't know how I came this way. I don't know. I'm thinking I might not do the Moulin Rouge this time. Usually I do the Moulin Rouge, but I kind of stumbled upon the metro. And my hands are cold, so I'm thinking I might just hop on the metro and go home. Moulin. You want me to do the Moulin Rouge? My friend used to put cheat notes in a slide rule. Ah, interesting. Business is closed for Christmas or lockdown. So for the lockdown, so nothing is open except stores. Uh, but that should hopefully that'll change starting next month sometime. And I know that if you loved me to What a Wonderful World, this would be share caught my slide rule reference. 80 square feet. Yeah. So 80 square. I don't know why it would be 80 square feet. So like if you have 100 square meters, it's probably something like a little over 1,000 square feet, I guess. Probably like 1,100 square feet or something like that. Get some gloves soon, please. The problem with gloves is you have to get special gloves that allow you to touch your phone. You can't just get regular gloves. You have to get the gloves with the fingertips that let you interact with your phone still. Luckily, you know some of the French you took. Oh, Jason knows the lyrics. Is that a toilet? I don't see a toilet. No, it's not a toilet. This is not a toilet. First of all, this is not very tall. I don't know if you can tell. It's not very tall. So this is slightly taller than a human, I guess. But what it is what is this? This is for putting glass in. So if you have a glass bottle, you can stick it into this thing here, and it crushes and breaks the glass for you. See, there's various holes here. So you put your glass bottles through here, and it rips them apart. It crushes them. Bottle bank, yeah, I guess that's what you call it. It crushes glass bottle. And here's a post box. This post box is quite interesting because post boxes are always yellow, except this one is not yellow. This one is brown. I've never seen this color before, but generally speaking, post boxes post boxes are always yellow here. This one's a different color. Yeah, it crushes them. Like you put the bottle in and everything gets crushed. You can hear it. In fact, there's a little sign on it that says, to be nice to your neighbors, don't use this after 10 o'clock at night because it does make noise. Did you know that plastic is not really recycled? Their number stamps is just to appease consumers. No, I didn't know that because they're always talking about it being recycled. Historical district. Yes, this is kind of a historic. And look at this little tiny bus. It's a little midget bus. Is it blue? Is what blue? Turns out recycling plastic is more expensive than making new plastic. Ah, neighbors can be annoying. Yeah, I find neighbors to be annoying. Neighbors in Paris are annoying. Like, like even this idea that like don't put your bottles in here after 10 o'clock. Now, it does make some noise, but if you're inside your apartment, are you really going to hear that glass crushing from inside a box from across the street? I don't know. I don't hear any of those types of sounds in my apartment. I mean, I have, I guess, pretty good soundproofing, but, and even if I did, I don't think I'd be bothered by it so much. Cats won't crawl in there, but there's always a big concern here about noise at night. People want it really quiet at nighttime. And I really don't know how reasonable that is. I mean, if you choose to get an apartment on top of a bar, I don't think you should have a reasonable expectation that it's going to be quiet at night. I mean, move to a quieter street or a quieter neighborhood. I mean, you know, you choose where you live. And if you live in a neighborhood that's noisy because there's a lot of clubs and stuff, I mean, it's a lifestyle choice. You get the excitement. Some people like the confrontation. The post box is that blue. No, the one back there, it's just kind of a neutral color. It's kind of like a brown, but normally it's always yellow. It's never blue. It's always yellow. May I ask, did you pay 1 million euros for your place in Paris? Well, I don't want to talk about what I paid, but basically, it's pretty hard. I mean, let's put it this way. Uh, Even a small apartment in Paris, like the smallest possible place you could get is maybe some kind of studio. And even that's going to be, you know, uh, it's going to be minimum of what, like 300 or 400,000 euros, right? Because, I mean, just do the math. I mean, if you have a 30 square meter apartment, which is small, right? 30 square meters, that's going to cost you 300, 400,000 euros. So 1 million euros does not get you a big apartment in Paris, right? You're talking 100 square meters. So, uh, you know, you might be able to get 120, you might only get 80 square meters. So you're talking about, what would that be? Like a thousand square foot apartment. It would cost you $1 million in, well, actually a little bit more than $1 million in Paris. Don't bother. You guys aren't back to the office. What if the bar moved in after you? Ah, well, that's a good point. What if the bar moved in after you? Uh, well, the thing is, if you live in an area that a bar could move in underneath you, there's probably bars around you because of there's zoning laws. But I don't think it's really that reasonable. I think you should move. We have like in a lot of these neighborhoods that have a lot of these like bars and clubs. There are side streets that are quiet, so you can live on a quiet side street and still be close to the action. You know, I guess the people do not build underground because it gets too hot here. Yeah, so actually, I don't think we can really build underground that much in Paris. So a lot depends upon the type of stone that you have underneath. And the problem with Paris is you see all of our buildings, right, are built with stone. So most of it was mined or excavated from under Paris itself. So the structure underneath is very weak, and it's not a super strong type of rock like you would have in some places, like Manhattan granite is a particularly good type of solid rock. So and we don't have that. Oh, you can see the Moulin Rouge from here. It's quite distant, but we can see it. So maybe what I'll do is take the metro. I'll try to take the metro with you guys. One stop. Can we do that? Let's try to do that. I don't know if this will work, but we'll give it a try. Give it the good old college try. So this is the Pigalle neighborhood here, which is has a lot of comedy clubs are in this neighborhood, and a lot of musician shops. Like if you need a guitar, stuff like that, or microphones, equipment, that's all sold through here. And it's also where they have all the sex shops. Hello from Long Beach. I might have to put you guys down for a second. No, I don't have to. I don't know if the signal will hold up because this station is pretty deep. So we might lose signal. Famous cellars in Paris. There are famous cellars in Paris. So far, so good. Yeah, it's been holding up. See, we got two lines here. We have the 12 line and the 2 line. Lots of advertising. All for the movies that never played because the cinema is not open. So we're going to go on this line. Lots of steps. There are a lot of steps. We got more steps. Yes, the movie theaters are all closed. Yeah, everything is closed. Cinemas, theaters, museums. The only thing that is open is stores for Christmas shopping. There's been an explosion in Nashville. I saw that. Not good. Some of the vending machines. And you see we have a little signal here that tells you when is the next train. So there's a train in 2 minutes, and there's a train in 8 minutes. And the time is 19:18. Signal's holding up well. Kids in classrooms are e-learning. Yeah, so we have both right now. We have some kids are in the classroom and some are learning remotely. It kind of depends on the age. And then you can see what the train looks like. You notice it has a lot of windows, so you get nice views. This takes me back to some really good times in Paris. Thank you, Andy. That's awesome. That's what I like to hear. You think 2022 will be the economic rebound? Yeah, I think you're right, Kimberly. I think we're going to see the rebound in 2021, but 2022 is when things are going to be kind of getting back to normal. You know, we're going to be spending a lot of time in the spring and summer trying to get as many people as possible vaccinated. Signal still good, says Patty. Awesome. We got 2 minutes for our train. Good year, 1918. Was 1918 a good year? I don't remember that one. Does France have population aging problems like Japan? Yeah, we do actually. So all throughout Europe has a huge inverse population problem. So you know, France, France and Ireland are the best in terms of population growth, where we're close to stability. Uh, so you see some friends greeting each other, and you notice they kiss. They kiss each other when they greet. Is the schedule usually actual train arrays in time? So yeah, so like these are in the metro. We don't really kind of go by the schedule because there's a train like every 2 minutes. Uh, the most they're apart is like 5 minutes, like right now, and then sometimes they're only like 70 seconds apart. So you don't have to really worry about schedules. The worst year in humanity was 536. Yes, I think I read that once before. 536 was a particularly bad year. So we're going to get off at this station. Gosh, this is like Snow White, the White Station. From a history perspective, it's good to remember that year. Oh yeah, the metros. Yeah, the metros they run very frequently. Right now, they're not even running as frequently as they normally would run because of the lockdown situation. So right now they're like 6 minutes apart, but that's unusual. Usually they be 2 minutes apart. Yeah, these are local trains. But even trains out into the general areas around Paris, they run pretty frequently. You got to remember, we have millions of people a day take these trains. What we really call kissing the Egyptian kiss, where we turn the face to minimize contact. Yeah, we do turn the face when we do the kissing. So we kiss on the cheeks. But as you see, that, pre-pandemic, certainly that is the way we greet people and we greet our friends, is we kiss each other. There's the Moulin Rouge. Da, da, da. Let's try to get some construction going on here. There we go. The Moulin Rouge, this is where you have the can and the dancing girls and the magicians and the acrobats and musicians and all the performers, cabaret act. You've seen Nicole Kidman's film. You would be scared to live in a city with a metro. I would fear to fall on the tracks. Well, actually, we have a few lines where you cannot fall on the tracks because they have a glass wall between you and the tracks. So our new lines and even some of our old lines are being retrofitted with these glass walls to make it impossible to fall on the tracks. Plus, if you're really afraid of falling on the tracks, you just don't get near the edge. You bought a nice souvenir there. Yeah. So you can buy tickets to see a show here. It's like a dinner theater, so you have dinner and the show. You don't have to have dinner, but you can have dinner, and some champagne and the show, and it's quite nice. I used to watch Pepe Le Pew as a child. I think there's some truth in how avarice the French are. Maybe, maybe. So the Moulin Rouge. Is it expensive? Well, yes, I guess is probably the best way to answer that. So it depends on what kind of seats you get and how much champagne you want to drink. But you're talking about 200, 300 euros a person for dinner and a show or more, if you want really good seats. But typically, people pay about 300 euros. You took many selfies on the same spot where you're standing now. Yeah, it's a great spot for photos. All right. Thank you guys for all those awards on HAPS. Much appreciated. And I think I'm going to get back on the metro. Oh, so this is what a typical post box looks like. There's a lot of graffiti on this one, but this is a typical French post box. So you see it's yellow. It's yellow, and a lot of some of them are covered with graffiti like this one. Up until about 20 years ago, I didn't really understand train systems of Europe. Yeah, so we have a really good transportation system. I have to be honest, because you can go anywhere, short or far, very easily, very quickly, very inexpensively. So it's pretty. Yeah, it's always yellow. Post box is always yellow. Although we did find that one that was kind of a brownish color, which I'd never seen before in my life. I didn't know we had any that were not yellow. So I don't know why. Maybe because of the neighborhood or whatever. But yeah, the Moulin Rouge is a red windmill, and that's literally what it means. Red windmill. All right, let's go. Let's hop back in the metro and head home. We are getting close to the curfew, so I have to be careful. Do you think there will be some protests on Saturday? There will definitely be protests on Saturday. We've basically had a protest now every Saturday for I don't even know how many weeks. It's been like a year and a half, I think, something like that. So yeah, basically the answer is yes. So there's all the metro stops. Nice discovery. Are wages there much higher than in the US? No, I don't think that they're much higher than in the US. It's kind of strange because you can't, in a way, it's kind of hard to compare wages directly because for a few reasons, mainly because we have so many things here that are paid for free, um, that we don't have to pay for. Where in the States, you have to pay for everything, basically. Uh, so I don't know if you can compare them directly, but I think the averages are probably pretty close. The GDPs are very close. Uh, I think we have probably, I think in the US, you have more variability. So you have more people that are paid really poorly and other people that are paid really, really well, where we're a little bit, I mean, obviously we still have a lot of inequality, but I don't think we have as much inequality as in the States. Reality sets back in gear. Yes. What are they protesting? Well, that's a really good question. I don't think anybody knows anymore. So there's two protests going on right now. So one protest is pretty clear, which is a protest against these new security laws. But the other protest, the yellow vest one, is just a general protest. It's kind of similar to the Wall Street, Occupy Wall Street movement that you had in the States, which, it was always kind of very vague type of protest. Okay, so you see the time is 19:30. There is a train in 2 minutes, and then the train after that is in 6 minutes. Jessica Avardi just gave us the high award. Well, hi, Jessica. Thank you for the award. And then there's another one in 6 minutes. So they're 4 minutes apart right now. As we get closer to the curfew, the trains are packed, says Andrea. Yeah, they can get packed. Well, especially now because we're getting close to the curfew time. So basically, anybody that's out has to head home now. So that might be why it's packed. I mean, this is not my idea of packed, but I mean, there are times when it's so packed that, it's even hard to stand up, let alone finding a seat. There are plenty of seats available. Looks like tuna cans. Really? This to me is not packed. Almost half the seats are empty. Some protests for wages, media openness, taxes, reduced curfew, policing, and much more. There you go. Eugene just gave off a list. It's sort of a general malaise going on. I mean, I didn't see the other train that you were referring to. Maybe the other one was more packed. But this to me isn't too bad. Look, you see there's a lot of empty seats. When it gets really packed, there's no empty seats, and even standing can be very crowded. Thank you for this wonderful trip. I've never been in the French metro, but have been in the Mexican metro. Okay, awesome. If you don't. Another problem with multicasting in general is that other people in the chat can't read and respond. Yeah, so you notice what I try to do is I try to read the comments. So if you are in another chat, hopefully you hear me reading what the other person says. Eugene says, check on Periscope, Paps, and many other live streams Saturday. Oh, okay. I will probably try to film some protests, maybe this Saturday. It's a nice train. So this is the station. See the signal popping in and out. Nice train. All the films we could have seen if only the cinema was open. Coca-Cola. Da-da-da-da. Anyway, so I'm going to be getting on this train. I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. I ask, what did Santa bring you? Not very much this year. Santa's on strike. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.